In this video, we're going to find the difference quotient of f, that is, find f of x plus h minus f of x over h, where h is not equal to 0, for the following function. Be sure to simplify. So the difference between this video and the two before this one is that now we have a leading coefficient of 2. So all that means is that we have to be a little bit more careful as we find the difference quotient. So we will still continue to find, the process will be the same, find x plus h, f of x plus h. Now we have the 2 that is being multiplied by the variable x raised to the second power. So I like to have what I call placeholders and close the x plus h in parentheses. And then you have to recall your order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We are to perform the exponents before we multiply by the coefficient of 2. Keep the 2 in place. Now I will write x plus h twice, expanding based on the exponent. Here I will distribute the implied -1. So every term in the second parentheses will be multiplied by -1 plus 3. So we're going to use FOIL. First outer, so x times x. Continue to enclose that in parentheses. X times x times h times x plus xh plus h times h squared minus x minus h plus 3. Now I recommend that you simplify like terms, collect like terms. So x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus x minus h plus 3. After you simplify the trinomial, then you multiply or use the distributive property. This is going to be 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus x minus h plus 3. So now we have the value of the function f of x plus h. That's what this all means, f of x plus h. So now we're ready to replace those values into the difference quotient. So this is the difference quotient. We'll recall it is f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So we'll replace the first function, f of x plus h, that we found it to be 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus x minus h plus 3. And then we are going to replace the function, the given function that was f of x, and close that function in parentheses to remind you that you need to multiply each term by the implied -1 using the distributive property. So the first function will not have to be simplified at this point. You just bring it down. Then you're going to distribute the -1 over the f of x function, so that becomes minus 2x squared plus x minus 3. Then all this is divided by h. And remember that if we are on the right track, we're going to be able to remove terms that add up to 0. 2x squared minus 2x squared minus x plus 3 minus 3. So that indicates that so far it looks like we're on the right track. So now we simplify 4xh plus 2h to the second power minus h. And then remember that I like to divide each one of these terms by h. And h divided by h equals 1, so that becomes 4x. This h to the second power is remove 1 based on the 1 in the denominator, so this becomes 2h. And h divided by h equals 1. Again, I recommend that you do not say it cancels out, because that somehow gives you the indication that they go away. So a common mistake is that you tend to just keep the answer as 4x plus 2h because you'll say that this is cancels out, it equals to 0, when it is not. It becomes -1. Thank you so much. Goodbye.